Alright, we are back with part 2 of our Bannerlord Let's Play. So, quick couple of things before we dive into some gameplay. The audio should be much improved over the previous episode. There's no more music that I'm adding in, so nothing should be out of, or I guess not mixed correctly, because I'm not splicing it over an intro or anything. So hopefully that's resolved. I've also improved the lighting, I believe. So the green screen should be a little bit less noisy in the background and less noticeable overall. Though I did realize I'm wearing a shirt with green leaves on it, and so they might be a little bit, let's see. Yeah, they might be messed with a little bit, but hopefully it's not too distracting. So we also have some level ups to take care of before we get into things. I was grinding a little bit off camera, especially in terms of trade. But also fighting some looters. We're not going to really be trading anymore on camera. I just wanted to show you guys kind of what our initial strategy was going to be, but I know that that's quite boring to watch, so we won't really be doing much more of it, at least that you guys will see. Every time I stop into town, I will be looking for potential trade goods, but I won't sit there and talk to you about it. I'll just do it all off camera. And let's see. Obviously fighting looters as well. In today's episode, we are going to be grinding renown, so we will be fighting quite a bit, but we will try to move on from looters to slightly more dangerous prey. Anyway, let's go ahead and choose these perks. So for one-handed, which is going to be our primary melee focus right now, we were fighting with polearm in the previous episode. I finally looted a one-handed sword, and so that's going to be what we work on for now. Those are going to be our two focuses in general for melee weapons. Eventually, I'd like to probably carry around one of each. But for now, that's not really in the cards. We're rocking a shield instead because we don't have armor. When we have better armor, maybe we won't need the shield. Anyways, we have a sword. We were struggling a little bit with the spear last time, so we're going to focus on that. I really like deflect here. Handling is critical for one-handed weapons because they are very predicated on swing speed, especially if you are not using a shield. You need to be able to maneuver faster to block. And I also really like the captain perk here because it makes your troops fight with one-handed weapons as if they were effectively a tier higher. So if we have tier 1 recruits, they're going to fight like tier 2 soldiers. If we have For our bow skill, we have two options here, and I think control is really the only real choice. So it's going to decrease the penalty to accuracy that we get from moving around. Of course, when we're using a bow on horseback, that's all we're ever going to be doing is moving around. So it would be very unwise not to take this. And then, not that we'll ever be leading archer formations. I suppose if... No, we're not going to join any other factions, I don't think. So we're always going to have the option of who we lead. But if for whatever reason, you know, we were finding ourselves leading archers, they would get a nice little 5% damage boost. And the same for riding. Full speed is kind of not great. If you watch any of AstartesGaming's like perk breakdown videos, well, I guess the one specifically for riding, obviously, charge damage is generally a single-digit number unless you're using mods that increase it. So 20% of a single-digit number is generally not going to be a lot. It'll be 1 or 2 extra damage points. So effectively nothing in the grand scheme of things. And then the captain perk is the same thing, but only 10% for your troops. So literally nothing. Whereas with the alternative, Nimble Steed, we increase our maneuvering, which would potentially have a tangible benefit. 10% is not a ton, but for a lot of horses, I think the handling is like in the 40s or 50s. So 10% would be 4 or 5 points, which is a lot more than we could say about charge damage. And then mounted troops in our formation gain plus 30 riding skill, which is effectively a tier jump in terms of riding. For example, if you're looking at like tier 3 cavalry, they're probably at like 75 to 100. You give them extra 30 points, now they're basically on the same riding level as tier 4. So I think Nimble Steed is always the way to go there. And then finally tactics. This is a tougher call because it's very, very situation specific. So with party leader, we're looking at simulation damage. It's either our infantrymen take less damage from archers and crossbowmen, I guess, in simulations, or they deal more damage to cavalry. And I don't know which of those is a more prominent enemy in those types of situations. I would wager probably ranged troops, because I don't generally simulate battles unless they're with bandits, and bandits tend to not have a lot of cavalry, depending on the type of bandit. So if we're fighting like forest bandits, for example, they might rip us to shreds even in small numbers. This might help with that. The captain perk, on the other hand, really depends on the formations we're fighting in. I think loose formation in general makes more sense, because the primary formation that infantry are going to be fighting from is a line formation, and potentially cavalry too if you don't micro a lot. And ranged troops should always be fighting from loose formations. So those are probably the two main formations. In tight formation, you have shield wall, which I also find really useful, and I do like to use quite a lot. So it makes it a hard choice for me. But shield wall, you should be less prone to taking casualties as well, so it kind of makes up for that. And again, unless you're in like Aserai territory or Crusade territory, I don't think you're going to be fighting a lot of simulation battles against cavalry. So I think loose formation is just going to apply slightly more often. So I'm going to go that way. Now, I have a focus point as well. And I know this is kind of out of left field, but I'm actually thinking of putting it into medicine. And the reason for that, and I would suggest that you do this too in all of your playthroughs, is before you hire surgeon, which we are going to hire surgeon. I'm not intending for our main character to be the surgeon for the rest of this campaign by any means. But before we hire one, we probably want to level up to bare minimum 25, but I would suggest going as high as 75. The reason for that is there's actually several personal perks in these first three that you'll benefit from even after you stop leveling your medicine skill and stop functioning as a surgeon. After that point, you see a lot more surgeon and like governor skills and things like that. So I wouldn't go beyond 75 unless you intend for that character to be the surgeon, but there's a lot of benefit to going at least to that point. So the reason for that is right here: preventative medicine increases characters' hit points by 5. So it doesn't matter if we're not the surgeon anymore, we always get that plus 5. We also, and this is arguably one of the best perks in the game for this reason, character heals 30% of lost health points after each battle. So what that means is if we fight a battle and we get knocked out of it, we're right back up for the next one. And that could be potentially campaign saving. So if you were in, like, say a siege, for example, and it's a close siege where you could definitely win it if you're the commander, right? But you go down, now your troops are acting like idiots because that's what the AI does. And now you have no chance because it's AI versus AI and you may be outnumbered or something. Well, normally you would just have to wait it out. You could either watch the battle play out or you could leave and then auto-resolve it. But either way, you're too injured to participate. Now, after the battle, you leave, boom, 30 hit points. You're potentially right back in the battle. And you can win that where you wouldn't have even been able to take part before. So that's kind of a big deal. Self-medication also has utility, but I think preventive medicine is one of the best perks in the game. Triage tent, I wouldn't worry about unless for like a governor, maybe. But even the surgeon perk I don't think is that great. I don't tend to sit around on the map very much, so sure, 30% is nice, but having 15 while we're mobile is, I think, a lot more useful. But more importantly, the personal perk here, recover 10 HP after each lost offensive battle. So in that same situation we were just talking about, not only would we get the 30%, but we would get an extra plus 10, so long as we're the attacker. So again, that could really be the difference between winning or losing a siege battle. Kaleem also leveled up in crossbows, so let's go ahead and grab one. Let's see. We have Fletcher, so he gets +4 shots. He's never going to be a party leader, I don't think. So let's not even worry about that. Otherwise, crossbows ignore 10% of enemy armor, and troops in his formation ignore 5%. That might be more useful for him, actually. Extra 4 shots is great, but he doesn't benefit from the other one here at all. And I don't know how frequently crossbowmen are going to run out of ammo, because they do shoot so much slower than archers. So I think puncture has a lot more utility. And because he potentially could be a captain for us, I think that makes a lot of sense. So let's go ahead and do that. Anything else? Not yet. But we are going to start leveling up his smithing like crazy. Okay. On that note, let's dive into the smithy and see what we can do here. So for starters, let's make sure we're working with him and not my character. And then we're going to go to refine, and let's just crank out all of the charcoal that we can. So that's going to get him to 12 already. But he did burn through the majority of his stamina. So I don't know if there's going to be much that we can do here on out. I might smelt some stuff at least. So Pugio daggers. Pugio. I don't know which one of those is correct. Feel free to let me know what you think. I know a lot of people have strong opinions about how some of these historical terms are pronounced. But it's one of those things where it's, you know, I read it in dozens of places, but I don't think I've ever heard it actually vocalized. So we're just going to smelt some of this junk. In fact, I'm going to do... Why are there 3 different ones? I think they're different qualities. Let's go with this one. The reason I'm doing these is because they're giving me hardwood back so I can turn it into more charcoal. Can you do a few more? He's too fatigued. Okay. Can you at least refine those? No. All right. So he needs to rest. We can recruit potentially one more troop here. I don't know that I want to do that quite yet, though. Is there anything else? There's actually, for whatever reason, a ton of companions here, or wanderers, I guess I should say. I don't know that I'm going to recruit any of them, though. You're actually a pretty good rogue, and she fits the bill in terms of what we're looking for. I'll at least bookmark her. Roguery isn't something we're going to do a lot of, but it is something that potentially will be useful. We're not going to play this like strictly goody two-shoes, though we're not going to be raiding or anything like that. So we're going to try to play this maybe like chaotic good. You know, if we have to steal from our enemies, that's obviously totally fine. But I don't want to be attacking peasants or anything like that. We're obviously going to be very against that given our current predicament. Deadeye. Leadership? Interesting. What about you? More roguery. Blacktooth is going to be a scout. I actually like scouts for caravan leaders because they move around the map faster, so they're less likely to get caught. The wronged. She's cruel, so no choice or no chance recruiting her. Let's see. You're honest, and you're actually not bad. If she had a bit of leadership and tactics, she would be a solid addition. So let's bookmark her. I'm not going to recruit anybody here yet, though. And so before we leave, oh, there's a tournament here. Okay, yeah, there's a few around, but we'll take part in the one that's here. Obviously, we want the renown, and I'll just sell this helmet. It's kind of ridiculous looking, honestly. Right. So, oh, there's going to be a ton of wanderers in this, isn't there? I'm going to bet max here. Oh, I get to fight from horseback. Nice. Oh, and then I completely whiff, and then that guy stabbed me in the leg. I just do not have the polearm skill to knock people out with this. Come on, go down. Oh, is that the wanderer that we were just looking at? We do a little bit of scouting. Oh, come on. Part of it's the camera. It zooms in so much when I rear up with the spear that I can't see anything. Did yellow team get two? Two horsemen? Did every team get two? Am I stabbing at my own guy? I like how frequently knockdowns happen in this. Like, unhorsing people without killing them is pretty realistic, I feel like. You know what? Trading stabs is probably not the way to fight somebody who's on foot. Well done, Briar Blacktooth. Okay. So we will not get the full payout if we bet again. So I don't know that it's worth it. I mean, we're still effectively tripling our money, though. Let's do it. I'm feeling confident. No, what are you doing? I looked over there to make sure he wasn't coming this way, and I think that made him consider coming this way. When I have a shield, I feel so much more confident in my ability to win these. When I have to fight without a shield, it's quite ugly. I don't think there's any reason to bet anymore. Yeah, not quite doubling our money. All right, another one-on-one. Well, we already beat this guy once. I'm sure we could do it again. The nice thing about fighting these wanderers is they are not nearly as well equipped as some of the troops are, especially the Imperial troops who are fighting like the tier 4s and 5s. They are very heavily armored. But I'm glad I landed that first. Just outreached him right there. All right. Let's see who makes it. Hopefully, Malgan Deadeye. It'd be cool to fight a named character rather than just like Sergeant Crossbowman. But of course, he's got significantly better gear, so he's going to be pretty hard to kill. Yeah, I think he's going to have higher stats all around probably, if he's that high a tier. His one-handed skill is going to be at least 100, if not higher. Oh, nice knockdown. Too bad I was flailing. And then right over his head, because of course. But we still won. Cool. So 5 renown, 3,400 plus another 3,150. So basically 6.5K for that. And then a helmet that we could sell to bring it up to at least 7,000. Not too shabby. Right. So what's that going to sell for? 812, not too bad. Our capacity is slightly exceeded. Actually, before we go, a few people in the comments mentioned that we should purchase horses. I actually did purchase a few. The issue is that the horses around here are kind of expensive, but it wouldn't kill us to grab a few more, especially since we just made a good amount of money there. So Sumpter horses or mules. Mules are going to be cheaper. I would need to see what they contribute to in terms of like carry capacity. I guess let's see. So if I buy one, I didn't quite catch how much that went up. So it's 1130. 12. Okay, so it adds 100. How about a mule? Is that 100 as well? Okay. I'll just probably stick to Sumpter horses then. They're a little bit more expensive, but I think they're also faster. I don't know. But that's going to cost us 1,000 for 3. But yeah, conveniently, there's a tournament happening here. He wants to fence some stolen goods. I don't think we're going to do that. Oh, I could potentially recruit cavalry here. How are you doing? Is he not going to... I thought I had mods that changed how stamina worked, but maybe they're not running. If this is vanilla, I think it only recovers if we wait in a town. So I might have to do that after this tournament. What about in the tavern? There is also... I'm worried that a mod is spitting out obscene amounts of wanderers and it's going to like bloat my save or something. This is a little bit concerning. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into the... Well, we can wait until daylight and we'll get some stamina back, and then obviously we can take part in that tournament. There's also decent sized bandit parties running around here that we might be able to pick a fight with. So let's do the tournament first. All right, another giant free-for-all here. Well, not quite a free-for-all. Team deathmatch, more like. Can I get another horse? Oh. Clip those guys as they go by. Come on. Take him out. All right. Unfortunately, our cavalry kind of split up, which is probably not going to end well for them. Get him in the back. Oh, wait, that's not my guy. Come on. Thought for sure that would knock him down. Ah, you turned. I wish I could find a ranged weapon. Ah, I was going for the jump swing, but I probably should have moved to one side. And now, oh, well, there's no more enemy horsemen, so I don't even need it. And as I say that, somebody jumps back on a horse. But that's fine, we've got you cornered. Cool. All right. Now we got a bunch of one-on-ones. Is it worth betting again? No. Okay. This should be easy. He's in civilian clothes after all. I mean, I am too, but I'm also not an AI, so. Plus, I don't think any of these companions have any more than like maybe 100 or 120 in any skill. So, they're not fainting all over the place like some of those units we were fighting last time were. Okay. Another guy in... he's got at least leather armor on, so maybe soak one extra hit. Oh, and he's fainting a little bit. Got a little bit careless with that shield bash. I was reaching a little bit. There we go. Okay, now for the final. Yeah, not worth it. I mean, sword and board is kind of my go-to, so I feel like these Imperial tournaments are really playing to my strengths. The Battanian ones I struggle with because two-handers are tricky to block with sometimes. I mean, I know a lot of people are really good at chambering, but I am not. So, Empire tournaments are definitely the ones for me. Pretty good gold there. And the helmet that we can sell too. Actually, I wonder if that's worth giving to our friend. Let's see, what did we level up in? Charm, actually. Interesting. So self-promoter, plus 5 influence from every tournament win. And then 1 morale while in a besieged settlement. Very situational there. Virile, 30% more likely to have children. I think self-promoter is the way to go here. That would have been, well, not that we can earn influence outside of a faction, but Considering we've had 3 wins now, 4 wins actually, that's 20 influence. So yeah, self-promoter I think is the choice. As far as our attribute point, might want to go like vigor. It's potentially a good choice. Social is going to be very important down the line, but that's already got a leg up. Intelligence might be worth doing just because these are things we want to level up now before we offload those skills potentially onto other people. And so that will increase our learning rate, I believe. Not by a lot, but it will. Okay. And that almost lets us get to 75. So if we went up to intelligence 5, I don't think we would need to put another focus point into medicine. And I don't know how far we want to go into stewardship, but we wouldn't need too many focus points there either, potentially. We do have one more that we can spend now. Charm looks like it has plenty of buffer. Yeah, most of these have a lot of overhead in terms of learning limit. One-handed could probably use one. Yeah, if we're gonna be fighting a lot with that, let's go ahead and grab that now. Okay. I would have really liked to be able to recruit some cavalry or archers, I guess. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to click on this. So you should have some energy to do this now. Let's refine that. And what kind of orders do we have? He wants a 2-handed polearm. Difficulty's 9. We should be able to pull that off. So we're in 2-handed polearm. The only thing we're not getting here is going to be the handling. We need to be careful because the difficulty of the weapon is going to lower some of these stats. And so even though we might be totally fine in terms of, you know, weapon reach, for example. Well, I don't think reach necessarily is going to change much, but like swing speed, for example, it might say 85. We might actually only get 81 or something. So we want to have plenty of buffer. Handling is probably going to be mostly down to this. I am running a mod that unlocks all of the vanilla parts. What the hell is that? It's just a handle. Okay. Yeah, so I'm running a mod that unlocks all the vanilla parts, which makes this a little bit easier than it probably should be. But okay, if we do a pike head, it looks like we clear everything pretty easily. I think weight is fine. My concern, reach shouldn't change, but handling might drop. Because the difficulty is 50, our skill's only 9. There's a good chance we won't actually get 84 handling. But I don't know what we can really do other than this. I also don't have... Oh, I need hardwood for this. Are you joking? Fine. Smelt a blacksmith hammer. Okay. I guess let's just try it. We're probably going to fail. I don't think we're going to get the handling, but we'll see. There's not really much I can do about it. If I shorten the polearm, then we're not going to meet the reach requirement. And I don't think that any of these other ones are going to have enough handling. Let's see if I bring that down. It doesn't really do much. Like, we'll definitely meet the reach, but I can't go any lower, and we're still at 84 handling. So I don't see any reason to not just do this. Yeah, so we rolled low on the handling, 2 points low. What are you going to do? So he basically is only going to give us half. But we got some XP for that at least. I can't do any of these. All right. Let's fight some of these bandits now. There's at least 2 parties out here that we could potentially get a hold of. They're mountain bandits. They do have some camel riders, though. That's interesting. And you are desert bandits. Let's go after... that's not a fight that we can necessarily win. Maybe. We're outnumbered 2-1, though. Well, they ran away, so maybe they don't think they can do it. Alright, let's do this. So I'm still trying to figure out a solution for where to put my face while we're fighting. For the time being, I think I'll just scoot it over a little bit. Let's see. So there's 9 of them. And then they split their cavalry force to flank us. Should have probably backed up to that rock. Right over his head, maybe? Oh no, I think I hit this guy. Right in the face. At least that's what it looked like. Are you actually dead? I have no idea where that arrow went. Damn it. I'm not turning fast enough. But yeah, I don't see any reason to like chase. Probably better to just stick with my guys. Oh, hello. Oh, right over the shoulder. Oh, we just lost an archer? Oh, probably should be paying attention. I was trying to figure out who went down. God, they're everywhere. So, yeah, you just got wrecked. They're just going to keep charging into my infantry, which is fine. That guy's already down. Oh, there goes the Legionnaire. You guys aren't paying very good attention. Here we go. Alright, just these 2. That was late. Very late. Where's the other guy at? Oh, there's only 1 left. Okay. That should slow him down enough. There goes his horse. And somehow I missed that. Probably because he was already dead. Alright, well, we did take 2 casualties there. What I should have probably done is put my legionnaires in like circle formation around the archers. But it's really hard to micromanage that because I have to kind of stretch the formations out and stuff while I'm actively fighting. And honestly, it didn't seem to... Oh, the Legionnaire's the only one that actually died. The archer just got knocked down. Cool. We'll take those prisoners. And we should probably do a bit of recruiting. We will share with the troops. Got a lot of good stuff here, actually. A lot of weapons. Okay. I'll take it. And our medicine did go up, so probably for the best that I did let them take a few hits. So I'm not sure what caused it, but our party capacity jumped up to 40. I thought it was only like 18 last I looked, but that means that we can grab all of these recruits to add to our shield wall, and we could even... Oh, nice. Quest complete. I didn't realize we're that close. I thought we had more renown to gain, but I think I was aiming for 100, not 50. So, why did I click there? I meant to go here. So, establish our clan. Da-da-da-da-da. We should probably go talk to our brother as well. I don't know when we're supposed to do that. With this quest, I might just send carrier pigeons to all of the parties that we're required to talk to rather than tracking them down, because that seems very tedious. But we will see. So, like, for example, I know some of the... Basically, what we could do is click on that. And so Caladog is one of them. Derthert is one of them. I believe... I don't remember if Garios is. I'm pretty sure Lukon is. So let's send a... Oh, we can't send a messenger to him. Maybe he's in prison. Yep. Okay. Well, how about Derthert then? Send a messenger to you. And let's just do one at a time. That seems more fair. So these guys are mostly hillmen. I don't know if we could take them. Well, now that we're up to 19, maybe we could. I'm willing to chance it. Okay. So, do we want to be on that side of this little ravine, potentially? They're, like, already on us, so I don't see any reason to move. Let's get the infantry in at least a tighter formation. F8. I was very behind him. Yeah, so these guys should be skirmishing and they are not. I don't know why that is. Did that slow you down? Not really. Come on, draw it. Oh, and of course I missed. Nice shot, whoever that was. Well, I missed mine. I held that way too long. Yeah, we don't really have a counter for cavalry right now. I might need to just advance. Infantry, go ahead and just start marching at their infantry. I'll do what I can to kind of hold the cavalry off of my archers. Oh, hello. There's just too many of them. They're everywhere. They're also very heavily armored, actually. There goes an archer. You just stick with the infantry, then. If we can win that battle, then the cavalry can basically do nothing but harass us. And so it's better that he just stick with the rest of the guys, really. Are you the named bandit, or are you just a brigand? I think he's just a brigand. Oh, we lost a recruit. Yep. There goes a hillman. You guys are not being very aggressive. Oh boy. Kaleem just went down. He's not dead though. Yeah, why aren't we actually attacking? They're just standing at like spitting distance. I'm just gonna keep hacking since they're not gonna do anything about it. I am taking damage though too. Double kill there. Double skewer. That guy was already wounded and somehow I did not damage him very much. So they do have an advance order. I do not know why they're not advancing anymore. I think it's the realistic AI battle module or something that's making them kind of stand off like that. Okay, so here is a situation where... Let's see. I don't know if a circle or a square. Let's do a square. It's a little bit denser. There's not really enough of them to make much of a circle. Oh god. I just got wrecked. Okay. I'm going to press F to control this guy who just stabbed his buddy for no particular reason. So look, if I press X, we can most definitely throw these. Oh god. Look out. Look out. I think he's dead. Grab that. Cool, we got him. I can't see very well. I don't know if I can brace this. No, I guess not. Alright. You guys can deal with him, if you don't mind. I'm going to try to peel him this guy in the face. Wow, 83 damage. Didn't unhorse him or anything. So if I do this, can I brace it? Yes. Right there, buddy. Alright. Wow, that was ugly. We could have done a lot better there. But, yeah, if we're not going to use our javelins, I don't know, or sorry, our Pila. I don't know what to do about that. How many of you actually died? Not that many. I mean, obviously more than we'd like, but that's fine. We're trying to level up our medicine skill, right? That's the way to do it. Did you get something? Yeah, athletics. Okay, so I like to go well built for just about everybody. Extra HP is always welcome. So we'll share with the troops. Oh, that's pretty good armor. Got some high-end stuff here, actually. I don't know if we're quite there yet. Let's see. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, and let's go back here to lick our wounds. He's been looking for me. Ah, right, our brother. Who is this guy? I'm supposed to know you? Probably another person from the village, maybe? The village merchant, perhaps? You escaped? Where's my brother? What happened? Calm down, I'll tell you everything. We found little brother and sister, but my former partner, Galter, betrayed me. We came into his camp to negotiate the kid's release, and he seized us right then and there. What scum, eh? Even in this profession, double-crossing your comrades is frowned upon. I escaped. One of his men, a little guiltier than the rest, cut my bonds with the other when the others were sleeping, but I can't let a traitor live, so I decided to find you and offer you a deal. I know where he is now. If you agree, we can attack together and save your kin. Could have said that before I basically got party wiped. But in return, I will have the pleasure of killing that bastard. Well, of course. Oh, you can trust me, but you need me, and I figure you have enough men that you could easily slit my throat pretty quick if I led you into a trap. And I don't need to trust you. You're my vehicle of revenge, not my partner. I can live with that. Let's go. Splendid. I have a few things to do. There's a hideout near the city. Galter is keeping, or keeps, your siblings there. I will join you right where the path leads up, just out of sight of their scouts. We'll see you there then. But remember, if this is a trap or something, that will cost you your life. Alright. So, yeah, unfortunately, our legionnaires would have been very, very helpful here. So what we will need to do is probably visit a few other locations from which we can do a bit more recruiting. I am not going to recruit any bandits in this playthrough, so we won't be able to use those brigands, even though they would be pretty useful right now. Let's go ahead and ransom those guys. And we gained a point in roguery there. So I'm going to do a bit of recruiting, and then we will go deal with this hideout. Alright, so our messenger to Durthart has arrived. Let's introduce ourselves. We know him. He's the king of the Valandians, right? So let's ask him about Neretzi's folly. Well, that's what some call the Great Battle of Pendrake in the year 1077. Emperor Neretzes led an army accompanied by Khuzaits and Asrai to fight a coalition of Sturgeons, Battanians, and Valandians. It was a disaster for him. He died in it, but the victors didn't fare much better. I see. Is there anything else? Can you tell us about the Battle of Pendrake? It was a victory of the kind that is almost as bad as a defeat. So of the Pyrrhic kind? We had given an oath to the Empire to join them if attacked. It seemed clear to me that we should have honored our oath, that the Britannians and Sturgeons were aggressors, but there's always room to argue details. Ultimately, our barons did not wish to fight with the Empire, so they resisted coming to its help. Neretzes, when he heard we were hesitating, sent us a message calling us cowards and traitors. And you say that to a Vlandian noble at your own peril. Neretzes should have known what he was doing. We joined the Sturgeons. I did not fight in the battle. I stood on a hill telling my commanders where to go and who to attack. And we did rather well, I think you've heard. Still, we took losses, heavy losses, and gained little. And for this, the barons blamed me, even though it was their idea to fight. I learned that day that a king should always lead, never follow. But it was a bitter lesson. Well, thank you. Alright, so he apparently has a quest, but he's halfway across the continent, so we're just going to take our leave. With that out of the way, let's send out another messenger to another faction leader. I believe that Lucan is another one of the people that we need to talk to, so we'll send a messenger out to him. And I am still making my way west, visiting a few villages here and there to pick up more troops, with the ultimate goal of going back to Yalmaris, where there was quite a few troops to recruit. Alright, so Lucan is ready to speak to us. Introduce ourselves once again. I always listen to a man of integrity. On the other hand, if you lack that, please do not plague me with your company. No, we are very much a man of integrity. Can you tell us anything about the Battle of Pendrake? Yes, I was a junior officer on Neretzes' staff. People say much about the battle that betrays a lack of understanding of Neretzes and of the circumstances he faced. Neretzes had an obligation to avenge the Britannian attacks on our land. He marched out with all the forces he could gather. The Vlandians betrayed us, but that's what you'd expect from honorless barbarians. Fortune favored the enemy. What matters is that we did what honor required. Perhaps Neretzes was rash, sending our infantry up into the hills to storm the Britannian fort, but he thought he could grab the pass quickly before the enemy had time to reinforce it. If he had made the other wager, and that had turned out to be wrong, people would say he was hesitant. I stayed with Neretzes until we were forced back to our camp by the Sturgeon infantry, and then fought on the battlements. Eventually we could hold them no longer. I did not see what happened to Neretzes or to our banner. Irenicus got us out of there and got us home. I did not respect Irenicus before, but that day I saw he was worthy to be emperor. Thank you. All right, we'll take our leave. And let's send out yet another. I'm trying to recall who else we need to talk to. I don't think... maybe Ragnvad is one of them. But I believe that one of his lords is also one. If it's not him, let's go ahead and send one to him and we'll find out. Alright, so at Egaska, we were able to fill out the last of our party. So I was able to grab some Karadi and Equus, which are tier 2 or 3 cavalry, I believe. Let's see, we got 13 recruits, 10 Limitani Border Guard, which are tier 2 infantry, and 7 Sagittarii, which are going to be tier 2 archers. So it's not an elite army by any means, but we do have a decent amount of men, and our legionaries are finally healed. And we could upgrade them now if we wanted to. We have 2 options. So we can either go to veteran legionnaires, or we can go to exculcators, which are going to be a skirmisher unit. So kind of like a peltist. They are obviously equipped for melee combat, but they are going to be a little bit lighter equipped, and they carry javelins. So we would at least get some skirmishing out of them. Unfortunately, I'm going to need to go through and figure out the Pila issue off camera for these guys. But I'm leaning toward veteran legionnaires, I think. These guys have survived quite a bit with us, and we want them to stick around. So will make them kind of like elite. They're going to look exactly the same, but they have better stats, and even though it doesn't look like it, their armor rating is slightly higher. And let's see, these guys can become elite archers, so we'll do that as well. And that basically just gives them a little fin on their head like I have. So it's a little bit stronger of a party than we had previously. This bandit militia is coming after us now. And this is the one with the Sea Raiders in it, which I really want no part of. But they may not be... Okay, I guess recruiting the cavalry changed their mind. I'm going to see if I can maybe pick up a little bit more... Oh, here we go. Ragnvad. Introduce ourselves, and yeah, he is one of the quest objectives. Okay, can you tell us anything about the Battle of Pendrake? Yes, the day my father died, thanks to Battanian treachery. When they pledged to support us in battle, we believed they would stand with us in the shield wall, like men. But of course, this is not the Battanian way. They sprung some woodland trickery up in the hills, killed off Neretzi's vanguard, and no doubt spent the rest of the battle whooping and boasting and chopping off the heads of the men who were already dead. Well, you know, this sounds like a lot of complaining from you. It seems like you were well aware of how they were inclined to fight and decided to side with them anyways. And then they seem to have been rather effective at how they fought if they killed off the entire vanguard. And so, I don't know, man. I think you kind of just got what you bargained for. It was the Sturgeons who met Neretzi's guard face to face. My father ordered me to stay back as he led them into battle, but he was at their head. He forced them back, then they broke and ran for the shelter of their camp. We went and attacked their ramparts and broke them, but my father was hit by an imperial mace at the moment of his triumph and died. I will never forget when a messenger ran to tell me that my father was dead, but I knew I must swallow my grief because now I was king. I rode down into the ruins of the imperial camp to take their banner as a trophy, my inheritance won by my father, and passed down to me. Oh, some of the warriors were insubordinate, but I have since showed them that I am master. Well, thank you. Okay. So, I'm running out of names. You know what? Let's try Garios. I don't remember if he is one of them or not. So, Battle of Pendrake. Yes, we will never forget that day. The day we learned that the old men who claimed they had the right to rule us were doddering incompetence. I was with the vanguard. Neretzi's apparently knew that the Battanians had planned an ambush. The Crusade scouts had told him, but he never bothered to inform us. So up we went along a lovely wooded stream until the Battanian arrows started whooshing in from all sides. We had our shields, but you can only point them in one direction at once, and so we started to drop one by one until the Battanian Falksmen came screaming out of the trees. Ordinarily, they'd be very vulnerable to archers, but, well, old Neretzi's hadn't thought to send any along with us. So they came upon us, chopping and slashing, and we fought until we broke. I ran too, and any man who tells you he wouldn't in those circumstances is a liar. When I was sitting in the cold woods later that night, hiding with other fugitives, listening to the barbarians whoop and holler as they chopped off heads as trophies, I promised them that no Calradian soldier should again be led into battle by an emperor who knows so little of war. Well, thank you. So our stewardship is up to 25. Well, up a little bit past 25 now, so we can choose a perk. This is the easiest choice in all of Bannerlord here. So Spartan is a lot more terrible than it sounds. Party consumes 10% less food. That sounds great, right? Means you have to buy less food. The problem is it's only really applicable. Well, it only works for the quartermaster. And the way that you level up stewardship, the most important skill for a quartermaster, is by your troops consuming food. So basically you are reducing the amount of XP gain that your steward gets by 10% as well, which is not great. Then for the party leader, no morale penalty from having a single type of food. That also sounds great, right? We'll just feed everybody grain. It'll be super cheap, easy to come by. Well, the other way that you get XP as a steward, or excuse me, a quartermaster for stewardship, is by having a variety of food. So Spartan is good if you don't intend on having a quartermaster with any steward skill, but otherwise it's awful. And so frugal means we can pay our troops a little bit less. That's awesome, and it doesn't hurt anything. And then recruitment costs are reduced. Not really fantastic, but hey, every little bit of savings counts, right? So frugal's the way to go there. Okay, 2 more perks to choose. In Poros, I went ahead and fought in the tournament, but I'm not going to probably keep that in the video. I ended up losing in the final round, but otherwise it was relatively uneventful. So anyways, we did gain some XP from it. So we can choose between either Swift Strike and To Be Blunt. This is... like, neither of these are very good, but it's basically, are you using axes or maces? No? Okay, then Swift Strike. And so that's what we'll choose. We also finally hit the first perks in athletics, and we're going to keep stacking hit points here. Or I say keep stacking. We haven't stacked any yet, but we're going to get 5 from Well Built. The nice thing about this one is it's also going to give 5 HP to all of our foot troops in our party. We don't need to be a captain for that one. It's just our entire party. Well, all the foot troops in our entire party. So archers, legionnaires. Still nice perk to have there. And then obviously for medicine we can get another like 10 HP. There might be other potential HP gains to be had in this tree as well, but you know, if we can get to like 120, that's pretty solid. Okay, so we're almost there. I'm gonna hit probably 2 more villages on the way just to see if there's any more cavalry to be had. You finally arrived. I have a few things to say before we attack. We have to be clever. Galter is a cunning fellow in a low and base kind of way. Alright, let's do it. Okay. So we are, of course, going to attack. I do have some options, though. Let's see. Send troops off. Daytime assault off. On. I don't know that that matters for this particular one. But yeah, let's go ahead and attack. I want to bring Kaleem. I don't know that you're going to be of much use here. Instead... Oh, I can just bring everybody. That seems unfair. We'll say, for this one in particular, I think in the base game you're allowed 10. So since this is a story mission, we'll stick to 10 as well. So we'll take the Equays. Oh, everybody's already loaded up here. Let me start reducing these then. And we're going to roll with exactly 10 people. You know what? We'll say 11 because he's not technically part of our party. Legionnaire. I'm actually going to leave the Equays then. These guys are better equipped for melee combat on foot. And yeah, so I think that works out. 6 veteran legionnaires, 3 elite archers, Radagos, and myself. Let's do it. Where did you go? There you are. Oh god, I am awful. Can you guys pull out your ranged weapons, please? They looking this way? I don't see anybody. But yeah, so for example, if I hit 2, my archers, I can tell them to fire at will. But they're not actually going to... Oh, they did pull out their bows. Okay. However, my legionnaires still aren't going to throw their Pila, and there's no way for me to get them to equip their Pila. My accuracy is pretty poor, so this is going to be a bit tricky. But fortunately for me... Can you guys stop getting in my way? Fortunately for me, these guys don't seem to have a lot of ranged weapons. Okay, that's getting very frustrating. Okay, there's two bandits over there. We're already shooting. That was short. There we go. Oh, 3. Did he just dodge that? Gotta love those knockdowns. It probably shouldn't be happening this frequently. That looked like it went right through you. Yeah, it seems to be happening more often than not, and I think it should only be like 25% chance or something. Not nearly as high as it seems to be actually happening. Doesn't appear to be anybody at this little spot, but there are definitely some people over there, including the guy that just stood up. Oh, hello. Ah, come on. Yeah, that knockdown needs to get reconfigured. Ouch. Keep your rocks to yourself, buddy. Here, we're getting close to the end. I see at least one out there, another one over here. And can't be that much further, right? Oh. A little bit behind him. I'm out of ammo. Wow. He sure soaked a lot of damage. Looks like you've already taken an arrow in the face. There we go. Bastards. You're the kin of my captives, right? I saw Radagos with you. You know he can't be trusted. He led us here. Where are my brothers and sisters? My brothers? Oh, yeah. 2 brothers, captive currently, only 1 sister. Nah, there's no more talking. Kill me or I kill you. That's how this ends. All right. Yeah, I don't duel slavers. Let's kill him. I gotta be careful. Oh, I just stabbed him. Sorry, Radagos. You kind of look like a bandit because you kind of are one. All right, there we go. Battle 1. Okay. Take them hillmen prisoner. And 2 of my veterans are ready to become evocati. Let's go ahead and level them up. And so as far as equipment goes, they look exactly the same, minus, you know, of course they have the crested helmet and they have splinted boots now. So they're just a little bit better armored. And then again, the actual armor they're wearing, while it looks identical, is I think 10 points higher than the previous tier. So they're on par in terms of armor with anything else at this tier. They just haven't changed much visually. Are you like a permanent companion now? I haven't actually played through the campaign since they updated it, so I don't know how this kind of works. That's partly why I chose to do it for this campaign. Sorry, for this LP. We'll take all of that. And reputation has increased with nearby notables. We gained a skill point in leadership and ended the reign of these brigands. But where the hell are my siblings? Rescue our family. Said that he knows where your siblings are. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we did that. Is it going to update? Do I need to move? Is he going to talk to me? Okay, well, I don't have a quest marker now. What happens? Oh. What's going on? Did we not just deal with this? Oh, okay, here we go. Look, we can still talk. I'll give you a pouch of silver. You said talking was a waste of time. You're Radagos' property now. Well, it looks like execution's the only option. I don't care what happens to him. And I'm not the one doing the execution either, so. Ah, there's Nathanos, our brother, who looks a lot different than the intro. I tried to make him look more... I basically copied over Adrius's face and then tried to make him look a little bit, like, slightly different, but there was still a resemblance. Adrius, I knew you'd come. Great heaven. Damn, brother, nothing can stop you. I love you, brother. So glad to see you safe. Is everyone okay? Yes, we're all fine. Alea and Phasos. Phasos? Yeah, okay. Are scared but fine. We need to be quick and get the hell out of this place. I'll take them to Lycaron immediately. They'll be safe there. Meet me there later when you're ready to tell me everything. All right, brother. Be careful. All right, so the game crashed there, but it looks like the quest progress updated. Wait, hold on. Okay, so it looks like it did update, but for some reason it threw us back to Onika. I don't know what's going on here. But it looks to have progressed. So I think the Life in Caradia mod was the reason that crashed. I can't say for sure. But removing that seems to have let me proceed. So it's unfortunate because that's a cool mod. I wasn't really utilizing it really at all yet, so I guess nothing missed too much, but it seems like a really promising mod, so it's unfortunate that it's not really compatible with the campaign. But I guess if you're using that mod, you might not be interested in the campaign anyways. So anyway, sorry for the anticlimactic ending there, but we are going to go ahead and wrap things up here. We've saved our family, and that was what we set out to do. So in the next episode, we'll probably head to Lycaron to see if we can recruit our older brother, at least the other two. Let's actually pull up our family tree here. You know what? Probably easier if we do it this way. Well, I mean, I wanted the encyclopedia, but okay, here we go. Hang on, there's a cat destroying my green screen. Look what I found. I found this little vermin trying to destroy my stuff. All right, you go play somewhere else. Go on. Okay, so we have our elder brother. Obviously, he's 32, so he's the eldest. And then we have Phasos, who is only 12, so it's going to be a while before he plays any part in this campaign. Alea is 15, so I think it'll be 2 years before she can actually join us as a companion. But, sorry, 3 years? Did I say 2? That's not too bad. That's a reasonable amount of time. It's less than half of what it's going to take him. So, yeah. Excited to finally have our brother joining us. He is an absolute beast, as you can see. Proficient in, I guess, every form of combat except for crossbows, which he is just kind of good at. Same with throwing. He's obviously better at melee than ranged overall, but he's not bad with a bow, better than us. He is equally good on foot and mounted. He is a skilled tactician. He is a skilled charmer, trader, steward, and good leader overall. So just an absolute beast. He can do anything you need him to do. We'll probably be using him initially as either a, because we're fighting from horseback. I think what makes the most sense is to make him the infantry captain for now. He is obviously equally suited for either one, but I want to make sure that he's being utilized fully, and I think it makes more sense to have me be the cavalry captain and him the infantry captain, because they will benefit the most. There's obviously more troops in that group, so he'd be affecting or influencing more troops, and then he is a pretty skilled combatant on foot as well. So yeah, I think that's what we'll do. It kind of fits with his backstory as well. So he is, we'll say he's a legionnaire, not retired necessarily, but obviously he's kind of deserted in order to come save his family. So he can join up with us. And with that, we'll go ahead and call it for today. This recording is at about 2 hours now. I'm going to have to cut a lot of it, but hopefully we can get like you guys 45 minutes to an hour of content. And I know a good chunk of it's going to be me troubleshooting over a black screen, so we'll definitely crop that out. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciated the warm welcome back you guys gave me on the last episode, and hopefully you guys are still enjoying this campaign so far. But thank you again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you back here for the next one.